Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Workers and Resources. I hope we're having a great day today. I'm trying to figure out how to get some parking over here near our top secret facility that's currently under construction. There's an awful lot of helicopter action going on over here. And there's not a lot of room to like make this fluid because of how I've got everything else laid out. But I feel like I've almost got it. All right, I'm almost there. So I'm just gonna make a road come over here and be about like this. I need to be close to these parking lots, and then yeah, right about there should be good. And then what I want to see happen is I think I'm gonna connect it on this side like this. I'm worried about this area. I think this area is gonna be another one of those really crowded areas, and I'm trying to like learn my lesson and not have it be crowded, but I'm apparently not very good at learning lessons. I'll tell you what, why don't we try this? We're going to put a little roundabout right here, which is probably a terrible idea, but we're going to do it anyway, right? Like this. And we're going to put a roundabout. It's a little bit weird, like why a roundabout like this, but I think you'll see that it will solve some problems before they happen. At least I'm hoping it does. So we're going to go like that with this road. And then this one is going to go there. Okay, and the idea being that you're going to go, you'll go this way. You know, if you're going that direction, you should get off here. But like, gosh, you really should just get out here, shouldn't you? Shouldn't you just do this? I think you should just do this. You should get out right here. There's not enough room, you know? There's just not enough room. I should have had a big old roundabout right here. I think I need to tear this all out and make a big roundabout right here because it's going to get busy. Winter just ended. I'm also allowing some construction over here. I think I'm going to. While it's not busy, while it doesn't really disrupt a whole lot of traffic right now, I think I'm going to have to tear this stuff out. As good as this looks, or at least I like how it looks, but I'm going to need something going through here, and I need a lot of parking in this area because the homes that will be here will need cars. All of these guys who get personal cars, they'll all be driving out of this, and then people are going to be driving to various different places through here. So I do want to fill this like pollution centric or pollution eligible area here with automobiles if I can, infrastructure this way. So tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to rip a lot of stuff out today in this area because I just did not. I did wing this area right here. Like this is completely winged, so I didn't have it super decided. We're going to pull that back on that much there. And then let's start the deconstruction process on these roads, this road. We'll go all the way up to about here with it. And also to here, and then maybe a little bit over, let's say, there. We'll leave that there. And then this road is going to turn into a two-way all the way out. I'm so used to having to go a little section by section. I don't have to do that anymore. We'll just go up to there. And then this area will be a two-way street all the way up to here. Yeah. And then we're going to have to tear out this as well. So we'll get rid of this for now. And then once we figure out how this is going to be, we can reinstate this connection once we have all that done. We can also cancel. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. There's no mechanisms on site now. We can also tear out this road here too. So we'll just pull that back as well. Well, okay. Like that, please. There we go. All right. So deconstruction crews have got some work to do, as well as construction crews over here. I wasn't able to just get what I wanted. So there's a lot going on over here. There's so many helicopters. Let's get away from the helicopters. So we're just under 50,000 people. We had a lot of escapes in the wintertime. Had a few deaths as well. And the orphanages are okay. They're just not great, but they're okay. It's clear we're going to need something else. We're going to need another orphanage at some point. That's pretty clear. And I've also got, I want to update you on this just in case I missed it before. I think I did. This tunnel has been constructed. I wanted to tell you that. I wanted to show you that yesterday. Or I guess the last video, not yesterday. Yesterday for me, last video for you. And it just didn't happen. This road is almost completed. It's being rolled right now. Or I guess the roller is on its way to finish the tunnel down here. So that roller will do its thing. Actually, you're back to the construction office. I'm just going to control H you. So you just finished this road. So this road's all done all the way up to here. And we have a road all the way out to the heater now. So this heater can be operational. If that heater can be operational, that means that this heat exchanger can be operational. If the heat exchanger can be operational, well, that means we could start developing this area. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that on because it's going to be the summertime and everything. And we want that to be constructed if we can. Let's go ahead and get... Somebody's got to have a path in order to build it, right? So let's put a path. Right now, we'll just put the path to there, and we'll let that be the path that takes the construction crews over there to do it. It's not warm yet, but just to kind of help them, we'll go ahead and turn on the indoor pool so that they can reach it again. And then we'll go ahead and reinstate this, and we'll go ahead and cancel the demolition on that. I also need this to be completed because I need some kind of trash system over here. So I'm hoping that gets worked on too. Okay. So I got a couple of things I'd like to talk about. Here's the harbor. This is the harbor for aggregate unloader. This is the harbor for aggregate load. So we're going to have loading and unloading over here. It's going to be pretty tight. Probably we'll have to delete all of these and put in some new things. And maybe I'll put these offices like over on the mountain over here somewhere if I can flatten it out enough. I'll probably move them over there. But we've got all this happening over there, and we're getting very close to wanting boats to be a part of our system, okay? I'm not quite there yet, but we're going to want boats sooner or later, okay? And real quick check on the tunnels. How's the rail tunnel doing? We got some bricklaying happening here. That's the laying bricks. Yep. So that's happening on this tunnel. And then it looks to me like tunnel's almost bored on this side. Pretty good. We have a little bit more tunnel boring to do on this side. And then it's really just about laying the bricks in, which there's not much work time left. 380 days, 379. Yep. We're doing pretty well there. So we're going to have this rail connected by the end of this video. This rail will be operational again. Let's go ahead and have you... well, you should be able to ignore that signal. I think. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get in the way of the tunnel boring machine. So we should have this rail operational by the end of this video, and that's going to allow me to hopefully get back in the black. Because I have been operating in the red for going on 3 or 4 years now. And it's dwindling away. We have no fuel here to even send to other places now. That's new. So we're going to have a little bit of a problem with remote fuel sources. I bet Zernowski's getting low. It is getting low, yep. So we're kind of at crunch time right now with regards to... Also, can I say, like, as a point of, like, something that makes sense here, okay? One, vehicles that are broken down, they have their emergency flashers on now, which I find really, really awesome. But can we please have the repair center repair their own vehicle, please? Because they apparently don't do that. It boggles my mind how that's overlooked. Repair vehicles are going to 100%. It makes no sense for a repair vehicle to be at 100% like this. It just makes no sense. They should be repairing their own shit. So I'm gonna have to tell it to be replaced now. Definitely should happen. If nothing else, let one repair center go and repair something from another, but that doesn't make any sense either, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. All right, so once this stuff is ripped out, we'll go ahead and remake that into the roundabout that it deserves to be, because it's, like I said, that's going to be a very stressful area if I don't do that. I think that this over here is going to be fine, but since this is the point where cars originate, we want that. And then also cars are going to be going this way and heading into the roundabout here to get around into the various other areas of the Republic. Speaking of which, since this is all done as a road that's two-way now, I can go ahead and close this off and just have this whole thing be made asphalt now, which is what that should be too. So we're going to have that project be queued up as well. Lots and lots of stuff to do. And since there's not a whole lot of asphalt being used anymore, we're going to make sure, like, you know, they can still use it over here, but there's not a lot of asphalt being used in this area. We're mostly done with that. Now it's mostly just work time, maybe a little concrete. But the overwhelming majority of everything that needs done in this area now is concrete and workers. And really not a whole bunch of that either. You know, just workers. pretty much just workers. You know, where there is asphalt left to lay it's not much. 20 tons, 30 tons. It's not that much. So this office and stuff can handle it. I still plan to take this office out and replace it with a helipad. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet, but I still am looking to do that eventually. What else is I going to show you? Okay, so over here, right, when we get boats going through here, here's how this is going to work. And there is a pipe being remade here. I had to rip out this pipe because I didn't go underground enough, and it wasn't sticking out, but it was preventing me from placing the plans for what I want to place here. Okay, so this is a harbor for containers and vehicles. This is where I want to ship cars. Okay, so when I bring cars into this area after making them, if we have our Republic is served already, we can bring some extra cars over here and sell them and put them on boats. But this thing can also ship containers. Containers are really useful because you can take things that would normally go in a warehouse, you can put them in a container in a much higher volume for that same space, and you can ship it on flatbeds and on, I guess it'd be open hull boats, right? You can ship it on boats, container ships, and you can effectively move more volume per trip of those resources because you're placing them in a container. That's the idea behind the containers. So this area is not only is for vehicles, harbor and containers and stuff, but it's also sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not only for vehicles, it's for containers. And so in order to use containers, though, you have to package things up. What did I just get? Oh, airplane manufacturing line. I forgot I did that. Yeah, I've been working on research and just trying to finish it all up. I haven't really done it all yet, but dry dock designs. We're gonna want to make our own boats, right? So I needed to get through planes before I could get to boats. So now we're gonna work on dry dock designs so that we can start making our own boats. And we're gonna make our own boats. I'm not sure where we're gonna make the boats. Probably over here. We'll probably make the boats right here. There's a lot of space here for resources and stuff. Kind of open up here. I was planning on doing it over here, and I may still, because this is where we have workers right here. They go under the bridge and then they're like, work on boats. So I might do it here because the boats can just come out and then go right to the dock. There's gonna be a lot of boats going through here. This is gonna look really cool with having this sticking out, this sticking out, these three, these two. I mean, this is gonna be busy. Boats flying all over the place. We'll have some buoys out here so that boats can like travel past each other just fine. I think it's gonna be rocking and rolling. But anyway, how this is gonna work with containers, we're gonna wanna pull this road back and pull this road back because I need the space. So let's just get rid of all these dirt roads. That's why we did them with dirt, because they're, I probably could have got away with that one not being dirt, but that's fine. I probably could have, I definitely don't want to pull this back because I may not get across again, right? That's how this stuff works. So I need to leave that on this side of the rail. So over here, we have the need to unload our containers. So containers will come in on the boat, and we will unload those containers into the warehouse. So containers, let's just look at them. Containers will store and work with resources that would normally go in a warehouse like this, okay? They don't work with construction materials. So we don't ship steel, bricks, boards, you know, gravel, all the stuff that you would normally use to construct things. You don't send in containers, with the exception of mechanical and electrical components. Okay, so this is like where we're shipping in chemicals with our boats, or we're shipping out alcohol, things like that. We can store them in containers, higher volumes per trip. Hopefully that makes sense by now. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want the unload facility to be on this side. I'm trying to figure out exactly where it's going. I think it's gonna be right here. So we want the unload facility to be here. I'm a little bit too close. Let me back up. Yeah, right about, there's a balance here because I need to get the other road over here. I need to get that out. So it's a tight fit over through here, but I think I can make it work right there. Oh, hang on. Right there. That right there, how it reshaped the ground, that's why I couldn't place it before, because the pipe was going to be there. So now we've got these two things here, and we also have the pipe going under here. It goes really deep now. It goes underneath the tunnel. I probably didn't need to go that deep, but I wanted to get underneath this. So It is. It's fine. And I can actually probably relay it now that I have this placed. I can probably redo it. We only have 77 boards delivered to it. It's not that big of a deal. It's only a work days increase, really. So I'm not worried about it. But here's how containers will come in here, right? And this serves as a storage for them too. So they can pile up here if we want. But they will then come into this facility. Workers will then unpack those containers, and the resources will go in here, which can be picked up by train and sent throughout the Republic. All right? Easy does it. For construction materials, shipping and receiving, that's what these two over here are for. You have open storages over here for that stuff, okay? So that's the unload. For the load, that comes in over here. And the loading facility, we can store stuff here to have it shipped, but I think, I want to say that the train can pull in here. We can drop off goods, and then those goods can be packaged into containers from here. I don't know. I think what I wanted to do was to deliver cars and have extra storage for everything is what I wanted to do. Ideally, I want containers sitting on here and no other raw resources, okay? That's where I'm getting with. So I think we want to take this road back a little bit. I unfortunately deleted this part, so we're not connected across this anymore. I misclicked, and it didn't really care at the time. I was like, I'll connect it later, but now I've made several saves and I haven't done it, so I can't get it across again. It won't work. It just doing that stupid thing again where the rail won't allow me to. I mean, you should just connect it, honestly, but it doesn't do it. Anyway, it's fine. So what we want here is, instead of that dump that's going to be here, we're going to want the container for vehicles, or the loader for vehicles. So this thing right here. This is a space for vehicles and containers. In order to drop off vehicles to ship them on boats, I can probably just take the vehicles directly here, because vehicles are effectively containers. But for putting things into containers to ship away, I need storage that can handle that. And so I think what we'll probably want is a warehouse over here that can take a rail. And if I go probably with just this one, real simple, we could get this thing here. I thought it was going to be really simple, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, we could probably get this right here and then have that rail come in just like it was going to with the other thing and drop it off, as long as we're not in the way of that. What we need is the container loading facility. That needs to be positioned something like this. And then, so I have to figure out how to position it to where it's not in the way of aggregate and also can access the warehouse that's over here. I haven't actually spaced this out yet to figure it out yet, because this container loading facility is kind of a weird shape. But I was kind of hoping it would be about here. And I don't know if it's really important to get access to that pipe connection, because I can always tap into this one. And I think there's enough room to tap into that one right there anyway. So I could hug right up against this without much issue, I think. But I think naturally I have to give space. Yeah, I think I have to give space because of how everything is designed. So how about we go about like this? I don't think this is going to be in the way of aggregate. The aggregate's going to go here and here. We're going to have, two areas. They're basically going to be just connected together right here, so that aggregate can be loaded and unloaded however. And then the aggregate we're going to be loading and unloading, mostly it's going to be coal, because we have a lot of coal infrastructure on this side, and we want to send that coal infrastructure over there to the town that's going to be by the Americans, by the Westerners, I guess. We're gonna send it over there. It's the Western. It's Europe. So it's not Americans, but whatever. It's funny to say. So we'll have big storages for coal primarily, but the unloader, what I was hoping to have is a place where we could also unload garbage and send that out too for processing, or load garbage. So having a lot of facilities in this area, basically, and that's why I think these are going to go away. So for over here, if I can just keep this out of the way and give it an angle, I think this is good enough, but it's so tight. I don't know if this is going to be in the way. I fear it is. How about right here? Can I have this? And then we do something along the lines of, I need it to be I need it to be warehouse goods, and they're not going to package this much. Like if this warehouse is filling up, that's fine because there's a lot of containers then. So I think that's okay. Let's face it this way. And we'll do it about like, I think about here would be fine. I think this is my angle I want. So right about here. Let's see if I can't get the terrain to play nice with me here. Oh, the terrain's being a butt. Here we go. So this should work. Yep, I want to angle it out too. That would be fine. I'll take that. Yeah, that works. So we'll take this rail, and what we want with this rail, we're going to have to move these signals back a little bit. Yeah, I think so. We want this to all be one intersection, right? Consider it all one intersection. So we're going to move these signals back a little bit. Let's move it back to about here. Should be fine. And then what we want for the rail here is we're going to go like this. F4, please. There we go. And then what I'm hoping to see is that this will also connect like that. Yep. Right. Like that. So we have both connections there. And then this goes straight this way with more than enough room for the train to sit in here. So then it goes back the other direction. All right. But it's pretty much what I want to be shipping out. Eventually, what I'd like to be shipping out of this are electrical components, mechanical components especially. Mechanical components will probably be our chief export from Magnitograd because we make way more than we use, at least until we start getting the vehicles going. And then at that point, the chief export should be vehicles. But this is how we can package things into containers. So as a summary, trains come through here, drop off vehicles directly. Vehicles will just sit on here. Anything that needs to be loaded in a container, we're shipping something else on the container. We bring it through here. We drop it off at this warehouse. That warehouse factory connects to here. These guys will package it into containers and mount the containers here ready to pick up. And that's how that will work, okay? And then I need to rework this. We're not ready to ship coal or anything that stuff over there yet. But I need to rework this so that I have enough room to do aggregates eventually as well. For now, this stuff is just paused on building it. But in fact, I'm going to pause that. Factory connections can build, that's fine. But I don't want the buildings themselves to actually build yet. And then the pipe is still active as well. So Magnitograd. You can have these things as long as I hook up with the road connect, which gonna have to be something like this for now. Let's try it this way. Easy. So Magnitograd will, not the helicopters. Helicopters have better things to do. Get these factory connections. Oh, you're not connected either. All right, the road connection over here. So this road needs to get out. So we're gonna bend it this way, just enough room. And then you go like that, and then you go like that. Cool. And then this side, we'll have you come over like this, wrap around like that, and then you guys will just connect like so. So now they're all connected. Get that done. Get that one done. Yep, right there. Good. The pipe, if you're not started already. And it's just these little projects here now. Okay, cool. Helicopters are going all over the place, man. Having a look over here. They should have gotten most of this stuff done by now, but they didn't. They didn't. I'm mad. I'm mad, helicopters. Why do these projects keep getting disallowed? I thought for sure I said do this stuff. Like, what? None of the stuff is done. Weird. All right, well. We'll do it now, basically. We have a uranium mine right here and here. This is another source of uranium. So when we start to process it for nuclear, we're going to want to get processing there. And again, the nuclear plant, I'm looking at it probably being right over here near the water. And then any access that we have, extra UF6, for example, extra nuclear fuel, for example, we can load it on a boat and send it to our Soviet friends. Of course, not. We wouldn't want to send nuclear fuel to the Westerners. Gotta send it to our comrades. You are horrible, but you're on your way to the scrapping facility anyway. I want the AI for roads and for pretty much everyone. Hang on, this should be all one intersection right now. Should be like, all right, hold on. Submit this and then get smarter. Apparently not going to get smart. Okay, I'll do it then. 2, right of way. 3, disallowed. See? Smarter. Go. So I want them to be smart enough to bypass. If you have your emergency flashers on, go around them. You know? That's what I really want to have. It needs to be smarter. And then have vehicles that are on their way to the scrapping facility. I would love it if they would opt to go on slower roads. That way, when they do break down, they don't end up, you know, like if you're going to break down, you know, take this road, for example. If you're on your way to the scrapping facility, you would choose to go this way. Also, you're going right. No, you broke down. But I think you're turning right here, which you should have taken this road to do that. But you've opted to do this. And again, you're so slow and you're going to break down and you should opt to take the dirt road. But they're just not smart enough to do that, you know? What's going on here? I have an electrical box sitting out of the ground where 2 electrical cables meet. Man, that's a drag. Oh well, it happens sometimes. We're not full on fertilizer. That's cool. Are we full in Zernovsky? Still full in Zernovsky. Okay. As far as this town over here, yeah, I don't want... This is just work days now, so let's go ahead and stop that construction. I just want them to deliver the resources for these things, basically. And then once the resources are delivered for the most part, we can just stop construction on a lot of these things. So I'll babysit it. I don't have to... You guys don't have to be around for me to, you know, when we're babysitting, things like that. But this road's done. That's good. I don't think this is in the way. We'll leave that alone. And then it's primarily just this bit. Once this bit becomes dirt, then we'll focus on this bit here. And then we'll make our roundabout right here. And I think everything will get much better. This is a small water treatment plant. I didn't show this in the last video. This is a small water treatment plant. It is hooked up with the rest of the water system that's going for the chemicals, but it's on a separate system so that it's because it's a small one. These are 2 like small systems, and I don't want the big one here. I don't want this big one here to be providing for these guys, because the big one is gonna have to provide for all these guys. Okay, and so I definitely don't. I need its own system. This is gonna get its own thing. So that's what this is. But it's pulling from the same wells because we have enough well capacity to handle that. And it'll just, you know, serve all this area. So I've got the water system right here. Big water tower is going to be here. I don't have the pipes out to match that yet, but that's okay. Because I wasn't sure where my stuff was going to be. And thankfully, I didn't place any of the pumps or anything yet because I would have had to rip them out to make the roundabout anyway. So that's okay. What else? Yeah, so it's going to go to this water substation here, which is enough to reach all of this. I've verified that. This can reach all of these buildings, which means this one can also reach these buildings over here when we build them. So hopefully, you know, we get a big pipe, you know, coming in to this water tower, and then for at least a medium here. And then this can handle everyone who lives in this area will come from that single substation, which would be pretty nice, backed up by a little bit of extra water in that tower. And then we have sewage here as well, which does hit all these, and hopefully will hit all of these that we build later on as well. So everybody will be served essentially by 2 electric substations, 1 water substation, and 1 sewer connection. And then that sewer connection, I haven't decided where it's going to go yet, but I think it's going to go here. I've had this built for a while. I just had this paused, but the pipe is now done. This pipe's been done forever, but this one here, I had a construction paused because, again, why build it if you have to maintain it, you're not using it. But this is a switch. It's only got 13 days left in it, and I'm pretty sure I built this for the purpose of having this. So what I'll most likely do is we'll take the sewage. 75 is more than enough, and we'll probably come in here. But now it says it requires a proper slope. Son of a bee. I didn't factor that in my calculations before. Clearly didn't factor that into my calculations before. Can I have tool for measurement? What are we at here? 9.76, 9.7-ish. And this one here is 12. Wow, I was way off on that. That switch is at 12. Why would I do that? Well, I did that so that I wouldn't need any pumps all the way to this point. Yeah. I picked a switch here that would allow me to get it over there without another pump. So I need a pump on this side, I guess. So there's about a 3-meter difference here. So we'll take a 5-meter sewage pump and we'll just put that, I guess, over here on this side somewhere. We can put it here. That's probably acceptable. Angle it this way, kind of like this. And then we'll have the medium come in like this. Yep, that'll work. And then now I should be able to get to the pump from here to there. Like that. Am I going through the water or underneath? That's firmly underneath. Yeah, that's underneath. All right. So it's like the sewage pipe goes through the drinking water supply. Yeah, that sounds about right. There we go. Sorry, welcome to Flint. Sorry. Okay. That's not what the Flint's problem was, but it's probably just as toxic, if not more so. All right. I need to let this stuff run for a little while longer. I still haven't built that yet. I don't think anybody can get to it. Wait a minute. We got a road right here. Yeah. People can walk there. There's people on site. We're just not getting any deliveries to that. Well, come on now. Maybe I have to up the priority on that to get some extra power. I thought it was a good idea at the time. Extra power there. So we're over here. In order to work the heat, we now have this tunnel. It's active and it works, which means that the highway can work, at least to an extent. So I probably can now. Yeah, the turnaround is right here. All the turnarounds and stuff are done. I like these. You turn off the road to the left, and then you turn around and you go, right? And then this side's got the same thing. You could feasibly just do this. We have a lot of these in the United States, especially in my state when we do anyway. A lot of stuff like that. Probably we'll do another one of these, like right over here in this area. Would probably be a good way to do it. Ideally, there would be a lot of cars heading this direction, primarily because I was going to make ships here. So I was going to need the shipping of supplies. There was going to be a town right here. So there's going to be like personal cars coming through and buses and stuff. And then also the airport will be over here too. And so a lot of the traffic from the airport will be heading down the freeway as well to go that destination over there. Because I'm not going to have a highway through here. This is going to be a lot of local traffic stuff through here. But the highway is going to be that direction. And then also over here, we'll have a highway split over this side too. And I haven't really figured out how I want to do that because I didn't make the roundabout because I wasn't really sure where it would be. And I don't think I'm going to make a roundabout. I think what I'm going to do is just allow them to do these turnarounds. And so since there's a turnaround right here, we could have the road just go straight this way. You know, this could be where not there, but maybe a little bit further out, like right here. Yeah, we could do this. And then, you know, we get an overhead view, I guess, here. And we just kind of go, I don't know, perpendicular to that, about 90 degree if we can. And then I don't think that'll be crowded with the trains, but you know, we could go one step further and maybe make a tunnel. You know, we could make a tunnel through here. They've released patch notes for the game. I left a community notes post about it. Really cool stuff coming. You're going to be able to see workers on site. We don't really see that much right now. You can see them walk to the site, but that's all you see. It's just workers will walk to the build site to help with it. But then once they begin building, they disappear, right? So he's entering into the site now and poof, he's gone. And you can't see him working. But this update, again, go to the community tab on the channel if you want to see it as a picture. And there's a link to the whole post there too. You're going to be able to see him working. And that's going to be great. I'm really digging that. Just like little tiny things like that where you're going to see him like standing up on the scaffolding, hammering away at stuff, and so many cool things. But the other thing that happened in that update, which I'm pleasantly pleased with, is that now I love how this comes after I built all these tunnels. This is a big oh you kind of moment where I had to do this before the update. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know the update was coming. They're going to allow excavation tools from your construction offices to aid in the process of boring tunnels, because previously it's just a worker operation to get that through here. But now your road vehicles are going to kind of act like tunnel boring machines, and like the tunnel boring machines that the railroads have. It's going to kind of act that way now, which I'm like, oh, good. And it specifically says it will greatly speed up the process of making tunnels on roadways. And they're releasing that after I make all of this. So I know it's not true, but I'm going to say that I'm the inspiration for that change, even though I know there's no chance that that's true. It was like, oh man, his stuff's going to take a while. Man, we should make a tool. We should change the game to allow that. Yeah. Also, there's a passenger harbor here. I don't know if I've shown that before, but there's a passenger harbor over here. I don't know if I'll use it, but I thought about having like beaches, and there'd be people over here and places to shop, and things along this area where we have lots of parking over here, so people would come here to get out and like shop and go to places that are over here. So lots of parking in there, and most of this parking is here. It's not being fully used because I haven't bought all the cars for it. Like some of these parking lots don't even have any vehicles, but it's because there's a lot of people here, and all of these guys can walk to these parking lots. So it's not like, hey, there's a lot of wasted space here. Inherently, that's what parking lots are. Just a lot of empty space. You need like two parking. We have like, what is it, 2 or 3 parking spots for every person in the country or something like that right now. It's kind of wild how many parking spots we have. It's kind of really stupid. But in the United States, I mean, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the United States, we got a lot of parking spots going on, man. Traffic through Zernovsky. You're updated on your traffic report here on WCHAR Radio. We have pretty easy going traffic today. Not a whole lot going on there. Traffic is not slowing down at all. So you are free to go on that wonderful night out. Date night is on. All right. Green light for date night. There you go. That's your traffic report. All right. I spent a little time on it. There you go. This building's getting constructed. I don't really want to babysit it all that much, to be honest. I want some of these things to be built. Oh, this is a reconstruction thing. I was like, why is a pump jack being built? So, yeah, I want some of these things to be built. I love how the pump jack is right next to the hospital, too. Like a helicopter, basically. It's so close to the hospital that the helicopter landing at the hospital is going to have to watch out and be careful that they don't hit the pump jack. That's awesome. But there's a new, bigger hospital coming. I'm just waiting for the update to give that. There's a new, bigger hospital that can have more capacity, higher amounts of people, and there's built-in heliports on the roof. Huh? Come on now. That's coming in the vanilla game. I just don't know when that update is, and I wanted to use that. So maybe what I'll do for this area, I think what I'm going to do for this area is when I build my hospital, I'm going to build it with like a lot of space around it, just so when this new hospital does show up, I potentially have enough room to just, tear that hospital down and put another one in its place. And that's going to be great. Of course, I'll have to have another smaller hospital built near it so that at least I provide some healthcare to my citizens while that larger hospital is under construction. But yeah. What else here? The mixed waste and stuff is working. We have ash coming out of it. It's pure ash, nothing else. So this system is working as desired. And everyone is dumping. It does appear, though, that there is some in this mixed waste. There is a little bit of construction waste, a little bit of metal, plastic, biological, etc. But most of the overwhelming majority is everything else. And when we do get a little bit of that stuff, no big deal. It just goes into internal storage, right? So we have 0.01 construction waste right here. And that's going to slowly stop happening. It's just that there's a lot of waste bins in here still that are mixed waste that just happen to still have that stuff in there. And we put mixed waste in that direction. So like this right here has metal scrap in there still. I'm not sure why, because there's plenty of metal scrap available in this, but I guess I could go ahead and just turn a couple of bins like this to make sure that they do it and make sure that they use it that way. Yeah. So I guess maybe this one's close enough and this one isn't. I've been having a lot of problems with getting these waste facilities, these garbage bins and stuff to be close enough to facilities. I mean, I even had one where I placed it directly against the building. It's this one over here. Where is it? Right. I noticed there was a little bit of a garbage problem over here. Let me see if there still is. No. It was a little bit of a build up here, so I built one. And I'm trying to find out where it is. Oh, it's the Gallery of Art. Where is it? Gallery of Art. I don't remember where that went. There's the Gallery of Art around here somewhere. Right there. This one. So this one right here is like none of my garbage facilities. This one. Neither one of these were apparently close enough for this building, which made no sense. I started making dirt paths and stuff to try to fix that, and it didn't work. I even made this little path right here. That didn't work. And so I ended up placing this one down so I can get this one close enough. And it still wasn't close enough. Then I made this little path right there. So from here to here, didn't fix it. Then I did this, didn't fix it. Then I did this, and it fixed it. I have no idea what's going on. Makes no sense. But yeah, at least we have additional waste can come through here now. I'm not sure how it's only burnable stuff. It's kind of weird that it's only burnable waste in there, but yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. Whatever. All right, I've been letting it run for a little bit. We're in the middle of April now, and I'm trying to get this general separator and stuff hooked up to power, water, all that stuff, so they can run and operate more effectively. And it doesn't have power because, like, this thing, when it burns, it provides power, okay? But it's interesting. Like, this is going to process stuff in here for this to burn, and this needs to burn for this to have power to process. Chicken and the egg situation here. And unfortunately, there's not enough substance to make that chicken hatch. I don't know. The metaphor fell apart, so I went with it. Anyway, so I need everything to work out here better. So I'm trying to get power routed from the power transformer out to here, and then all these power lines and stuff. And I was trying to figure out, like, why isn't this stuff building? Because, like, the power, the pipes and stuff, they should be building a long time ago. Like, I laid these things in a long time ago. So why isn't it building? It turns out there's no gravel here. And that's stopping construction pretty much, like, flat. Magnetograd just simply cannot construct anything because, like, everything takes gravel. And so I come over here and I'm like, okay, well, where's our gravel? It's gone. We're simply using too much. We're building too much at a time. And it's not that big of a deal. I've been told a lot of times, like, you know, you're building too much at a time. You got to slow down or whatever. And I have a lot of construction teams. A lot of construction teams all doing various different things all together now. And it's not a big deal to have multiple projects going. I am still babysitting this, making sure I want to get it down to where it's only work days, because then all I have to do is finish one building, put people in it. Those people will spread out and just build everything else really quickly. So I'm just letting everything get to the point where all it has left is work days. And then it's a snowball effect where you just kind of say, okay, one building, go. And then before you know it, your entire thing is just built because everybody who lives there builds it. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on right now over here. But anyway, so without having gravel, I've decided to bite the bullet even further. My budget's even more bad now. Even more bad, yeah. We are going to allow this Carnot train distribution office to go to the border and buy gravel. And so this place is now responsible for basically delivering gravel throughout our republic. And as a result of that, it is now busy going over to the border. And I'm actually going to do the same thing with this one. I think this one still has some of the wagons that it can use because there's coal as part of its route and everything. Yeah, you have coal as part of your route, so you definitely have the stuff to do it. So I'm going to go to the customs house. I'm going to tell you that you're allowed to buy gravel. And if I do that, I mean, this thing's going to generate trains that will go to the border and get its gravel, unfortunately. But it's what I got to do. So I'm basically buying, I've been for like the past year or so of why is my budget bad? For the last year or so, especially, but probably closer to like 2.5, 3 years, I've been allowing people to buy things at the border in excess because I just simply am not producing enough and I really want to get it done. So I'm willing to buy it And that's, of course, driving up prices and stuff, too. So our budget's pretty freaking bad almost always. Look at this. We lost $4.5 million last... a lot of our losses this month are vehicle buys. We had a lot of like repairs, I guess, to do, or a lot of replacements this time around. Foreign manpower is a little lower this time. That's cool. But we're losing millions every month is what I'm getting at, okay? Every month we lose a lot of money. If I just sit here and look at it, that's what's happening. So April is gonna be worse than March was, pretty much. And it's okay. It's okay because as soon as we stop constructing, okay, this is the point. As soon as we stop building, we make a ton of money. Like I'll make $6 million a month, easy profit. All right. It's just that all the resources I normally export for cash, we're using them for construction. One of the things I'd like to get started on though, and I can probably just buy ships, I'd like to get this going. So this port right over here, that's sitting over here, connected in this area. I went ahead and made this. We laid it out like space-wise, right? We spaced it out before to where it would work, but we never actually laid the plans for it. Now I've got the plans in place for it. And if I can get this port operational, we can start shipping steel to the border, selling a ton of steel, because we're gonna be full on steel. I left this complete because I noticed that all of these were full. Like I was actually completely full on steel, and I wasn't able to make any more because I couldn't store anymore. So I went ahead and I had them build this, and now we're back to here. So now we're swimming in steel. This is gonna help us correct our budget. If we ever get in a pinch, which we're not, we're at 184.5 million rubles. Like we have so much money, we don't care. I don't care. But if I ever do get really cramped for it, build this, and I can export 1,000 tons of steel. All right. Do your math. 1,000 tons of steel at 6,345 rubles per ton. All right. We gonna be okay. All right. We can make some money on that. All right. We can offset, and that's one ship. Will be 1,000 tons of steel, one ship. Boom. And just like that, bang. I've got, 6.5 million rubles, more than I had before. Right. Now, obviously, the ship would come back and wait till loaded, and this thing would just keep cranking it out. But the point is, it's going to allow it to keep cranking it out so that it can keep building it. I have a little bit of space left in this one too, but for the most part, yeah, that's where we're at. And we're not getting enough workers over in steel either. So I probably need another bus, because if I take a look at Magnitograd, there's usually, I want to say like there's usually between, every time I check this, it's usually between 50 to 100 workers just kind of sitting in here. And that's okay. But like if some of these guys, if they sit there for over an hour, I think they'll only wait an hour for the bus, right? Yeah. They only wait an hour on the platform. So if it goes an hour and they don't get on a bus, then they leave, and then they're considered unemployed. That's where the 5% unemployment is. Okay. So it's just like I don't have enough logistics moving people around. I need to do that too. Also, our population, check out the number of people who are 21 without a flat. 9% of our children. Almost 1,800. So basically what that means is, as soon as I let this building build, as soon as I complete this structure, it will be immediately full of people. It's just full. So that's cool, I guess. I mean, all these things are building too, of course. And so when these buildings get going, that's just workers. Yep. And this building over here is just workers. So we'll go ahead and pause that. And they're helping with all sorts of stuff, honestly, over here. And like foreign labor is a huge expense too. We spend millions of rubles per year on foreign labor because I'm still using the helicopters. I'm still using foreign labor at the helicopters, right? I'm not using my own labor. And so I could maybe do something with that. And I haven't really figured out where, but I would like to have a couple of helicopter platforms. Maybe just one would be okay, but like a couple of helicopter platforms in this area, and allowing our own domestic workers, like really get our own workers going on it, I think would be a fantastic idea here. Another fantastic idea is probably connecting this. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do in this area yet. So I'm going to hold off on that. Because, like, I was going to put a neighborhood here. I had a really cool design for, you know, like this wrapping around the roundabout sort of housing structure with decorations and all sorts of stuff. And I went out and like, planned all that. Only to, like, just have my brain look and go, oh, right. The heating plant's here. And then also to look at the direction and go, oh, yeah, the wind blows that way. So, not the best place to put a housing place over here. Not the best place for housing. So I'll probably do my, not a wraparound idea, because I still like the way that looks. But I might do it here instead, because it's not the same amount of space. I'll have to amend it. But it's cool, because it's also really close to the television station and train stations. And I think if I do it right, these guys should be in range of the train platform that I'm going to have right here, which you guys don't know that yet. But there's going to be a train platform right here where people can get on trains and, you know, go to Steel and go to airport, go to wherever. Airport's going to be metro. So if they're going to get on the metro to go to the airport, but still. All right. So yeah, I'm going to keep babysitting the stuff. That's kind of it for this video. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not, I don't know if you're disappointed, I'm sorry. I hope you're not disappointed, but I worked really hard on it. It's just, these are games that take a very long time to make videos for, man. That's all it is. I already paid for these tourists. These foreign workers. I already paid for them to be here, so I might as well get their full work day on this. But I'll probably stop this building too once they're done doing that. All right, I'm still babysitting these buildings. And again, I don't want any of them to finish until we're kind of ready to go here. The heat exchanger has got 190 work days left, so no big deal. A couple of these greenhouses is down to work days. A lot of these flats are down to work days. And then this area right now is done. So we can go in and tear out all these roads. A lot of cars using these roads, but we're going to tear them out. They're going to have to go around another direction for a short bit of time while we construct our roundabout. So let's get rid of all of this stuff. Walking paths, we'll get rid of all of that. Okay, so this is all clear. And then we want to go probably about, I think, probably this big. Let's put it in the middle. Like right about there is the middle, I think. So we'll put it in the middle there. Like get it about this big, I think is probably good. I'm going to get too close to that road over there. Yeah, I'm getting too close to that road. That, you know, maybe I can move it then. I'll just have it be over here. So put it a little bit further. A little bit further. Say there then. And we want that to be right in the middle if I can. It's close enough. I think it's a pretty big roundabout, but that just leads to higher capacity. More people can move on it. Bigger gaps, etc. That road is too close. Maybe we can cheat it a little bit. Not really. Not if you want it to be round. All right, we're gonna have to go a little smaller. Let's try this. Let's start on this side. That way, because that's the limitation right now. So we'll start on this side instead. Right there's the middle. And we'll go about here. Let's call that good. Probably fine. And then we'll just connect you like that. There we go. Got our circle. So you go like, well, I want you to be like that. You can be like that. We'll put a right turn lane in here. Right, need to do that before we put the walking path in. So put it right about, I can start right here. That's fine. And just like that right turn bypass, right? That gets around like that. All right, something in there like that. Pretty simple. This side, do the same thing. We're gonna go out like this. I don't know about that walking path. We're gonna have to figure out how that's gonna connect. Be there. You're gonna be there, and then now we have a way for us to have a road comes off of the roundabout. I think I like this better. Comes off the roundabout like this. Gonna have to curve. We're gonna have to curve it around. About like that. Yeah. It's a little messy, but it'll do. It'll do. It'll handle the traffic better than it was going to. Better than I was going to be able to before. And then this is going to go like that. And like that. And this will be a paved road as well. We'll eventually get, when all this is done, we'll get this to be out asphalt too. At the moment, though, I think I just cut off. Pretty much everybody's got to go down this road now. Yeah. And then this bridge, they'll take the bridge and then come over. So the bridge is done, so they can actually get across here. That's fine. And plus, they have this path right now, although it's not great, but they have it. And yeah, things look good. One last thing to do then is on this side. Can I get that in there? I don't think so. I think that pump is in the way. Yeah, it's going to have to be a little bit closer then. This will do. And we'll do it like this. Wrap it around like this. And then you go in like that. So if you are turning right, you don't have to touch the roundabout. And if that's the case, well, this road will only be used by people who are coming from this side. They'll use this one, and then these guys will use this one. Cool. That's the roundabout. So we'll have that, and then walking path wise, I think we'll probably have, let's do a bridge. That'll make it interesting, right? Oh, I need this road. Ooh, this road is pretty close. It doesn't have to be a big expensive road. A little gravel road will be fine. We'll just do this. But then this thing here, it's gonna have to be a bridge. Yeah, I need to pull this back further. And that's not going to happen until the roads are done because they have to be able to get to this building in order to tear it down. However, I could just do this. And then they don't have to do that anymore. So let's do that instead. We'll bring it back to about right there. I put the bridge right there. Put it over top of this and then connect to that. Okay. I am liking what I see. Question mark? Can you tell how confident I am? So these are one ways. This is where all the cars are originating from. So I want this to be flowing smooth like that. And then this will be a two-way road. I have my doubts about it. I'm hesitant about it, but I think there's enough traffic moving here with the one-ways that it won't flood this. I'm crossing my fingers that that's the case. Also, the only time traffic should ever get backed up here should be when, because this is a one-way road too. When it's all done, this will be a one-way road as well. Leaving this road. So the only time this should ever get backed up is if there's just an abundance of people wanting to go left here. And I don't think that'll ever happen because there's nothing that way to the left. I guess I could pave this road and, you know, they could come all the way down here, I suppose. I haven't gotten this going yet and I really need to. How's my food situation? At 50,000 people, my food situation is probably dire. I mean, it's not, which is weird. Are we buying food too? Maybe we're buying food too. Are we buying food? We are not buying food. I don't believe we're buying food. Is Zernoski buying food? If Zernoski's buying food, that's why. Are you buying food? We are warehouse development, yada, yada. No, there's no border connection here. Ooh, hey. If there's no border connection on that building, then I'm getting more confident. Maybe they just up the capacity of the food producers. Because it used to be, at least I thought it was anyway, that 40,000 people was appropriate for 2 food producing buildings, like two food manufacturing buildings. What the hell is that called? It's 1 a.m. again. It is called a food factory. Okay. The factory. I thought the factory would not be able to handle this many people, but apparently it can. Certainly, I would think at 60,000 we're struggling. So that's going to be when we get over here and we start getting this assortment worked out. That's going to give us more capacity and hook it up to the rail. More food over here. But that's for another time. I also want to, use more crops over on that side as best as I can. I got a gas station going in over here. I'm starting to prepare for the airport stuff, right? We got this gas station going this direction. There's another one over on this side to go in this direction. I left a little bit of room right here. We've got big, thick boy, 18 megawatt lines coming into this. And then into these two switches. And then these switches actually go underground here with a 12 megawatt and a 7 megawatt to give a total of 19, because that's the maximum on these switches anyway. And the reason I'm doing that instead of just having this thick, 18 coming this way is because my runway for the airport's going to be right here. And again, it's a little bit of a role play. The game doesn't care, but I do. I don't want tall things like power cables going across this when my plane's got to land. All right, so like the tallest thing is going to be this right here. That's it. And then after this point, the planes should be low enough. You should be able to go over top of this, and then you come down and you land here. Okay? And if that's the case, maybe you're even coming in from this angle. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to get it to where you can come in from this angle. That way you don't even have to compete with that. But like you're essentially flying over top of farms when you take off. I think the takeoff might be here and the landing might be on this side. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? However the planes want to take off. If I can control it, then I'll have planes take off in this direction, because then you're lifting off over farms. Like nothing. It's not tall. All right? So I'm trying to avoid planes having to compete with tall things. And that's why these electrical lines are going underground right here. All right? And then they'll be tall here. That's fine. The planes are going this way. If it was a real airport, we would have a runway going this direction and then another runway going a slightly different direction, right? There's reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it because I'm near the end of my video right now, but there's reasons for doing that. Yeah, it has to do with wind. I'll just give you more than just wind, but I'll give you a little tip. It has to do with wind. And, giving you optimal lift depending on the direction of the wind. Okay, I think that's kind of going to be my video today. So the roundabout will get worked on over time, and we will I'll just keep babysitting these buildings, making sure they're down to just work days and stopping them, right? No big deal. And when we come back for the next one, hopefully we're ready to flip the switch on this neighborhood. It might take a little while. It's May already. It might take a little while. We lost 5.5 million rubles last month alone. But we have a positive balance now. Doesn't that mean something? At least until I start to... I don't know, man. At least what am I importing right now? Probably a lot. Plastic still. Yeah, that's a big one. Every time, we probably import electronics last month, I bet. Yeah, electronics was like a huge percentage of it. So every once in a while, we'll import electronics in large quantities. And then there'll be nothing. And then huge, and then nothing. And then huge, and then nothing. And that's what happens. Like some months I'll be like, yeah, I made 800 grand, $1 million. And then the next month it'll be like down 6. And I'll be like, how did that happen? Well, I bought 5 million rubles worth of electronics that month. All right. Which is, again, why I want this whole thing running really well before we can get into it. And I think I've finally got enough workers where I could justify having 2 of these, right? But I don't have the plastics, which is why I need this neighborhood completed. If you're wondering why am I focusing so much on this right now? No! No! People moved in! Oh, I don't have anywhere to put you. You're all gonna die. You know what? If they die, they die. Let's just activate everything and turn it all on then, I guess. There's no shops here, though. There's no way for them to... I need this done, and then I need it hooked up to the... Yeah, I mean, that's... I was just looking at this stuff, man. Can I go back to a previous save? May 10th. I can go back to May 6th. That's no big deal. 4 days. Whatever. 4 days, man. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'm going to go back to May 6th so that building doesn't complete. Come back for the next one. It'll be fun. Bye-bye.